Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Let's Wrap. I'm your host, Danica Carruthers, and I'm really excited to talk to you today. I'm really excited to talk to you about opening up your heart. So the title of today's show is Open Up Your Heart. And I'm excited because I have something personal to share. It's always good when you can connect with what you're talking about from a place of living it, right? I believe that that's what has the greatest impact on whether we succeed in life, whether we succeed in business, whether we succeed in relationships, bringing to the forefront that which we are. So I had a major breakthrough this past week. I often talk to you about mindsets, and I often talk to you about subconscious beliefs. Our thoughts create our beliefs, and our beliefs create our truths. And so the place that we operate from, these places of truths and beliefs, come from our conditioning, they come from our culture, they come from our experiences, right? And so we're programmed with a lot of things throughout our life, and a lot of the things that we're programmed with are as a result of things that we've been exposed to. So, for example, if you have an issue with finances or you operate from a place of lack, more than likely it's because in your childhood you experienced the talking of lack. Like for me, for example, I always heard money don't grow on trees. You're always borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. As soon as it comes in, it goes. So, when you hear those things over and over again, it forms your thought process, it forms your beliefs, and it forms your truths. And so when we come to a place in our life where we realize that we're having the same experience over and over again, or what I call cycles, that is an opportunity that the universe is bringing us to really go into those spaces. But a lot of times we don't go into those spaces because we are afraid. Fear stifles people from doing a lot of things. But in order to move beyond the fear, you have to open up your heart. You have to be willing to be vulnerable with some things. And a lot of people are terrified of being vulnerable. They're terrified of opening up their heart because now they feel like they're giving other people power. But I often say that nobody can take something from you. Nobody can do something to you. And whenever you have that mindset, what you're doing is you're giving your power away. You're giving your power to that which is outside of you. So if something is happening in your life, you in some way are participating in that. And when we find that we're having the same experiences over and over again, that is an opportunity for us to go deeper, to really identify what is going on. So one of the things with me is, I grew up, and my father, who was a business person, from the time I know my dad was an entrepreneur. But my father's experience, or his belief system when it came to being an entrepreneur or doing business, is that it was a struggle because people didn't always buy into what it is that you were doing, right? And so I heard that over and over again. My father felt to a large degree that he was rejected by the outer community, because my father, could have been viewed as being a trendsetter. That I'm looking for the positive. He could have been viewed as being a trendsetter. So my father brought to the forefront a lot of things that people didn't connect with because they hadn't seen it. It hadn't been their experience. And so when you're called to be a trendsetter, or you're called to introduce something new to the world or to the community, people are not always going to jump on board with what you're doing. The internet, for me, or the computer on the whole, is a really perfect example of that. When that first came on board, people fought that tooth and nail. They wanted to do things the old way. They didn't like this technology thing, and computers crashing, and your information being in there, and the government being able to see everything you do, and all these fear factors, right, were attached to that. But look at what computers and technology and the internet have evolved to. Now it's so much a part of people's everyday life, they can't imagine themselves without it. So if that person was not willing to go beyond, the opposition or the fear that was being projected from other people, we would not have had the opportunity to experience the beauty of technology and the beauty of the internet today. So, everybody feels fear when they're approaching something totally new in life. But there are still people who are going beyond the fear. They're going beyond the fear and they're doing it despite the fear. So then we must conclude that fear is not the problem, right? The real issue really has nothing to do with the fear itself, but rather how we hold the fear, how we perceive the fear, what our belief system is with regards to the fear. I'm currently reading this book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And one of the things that I'm realizing in my own life is the importance of moving beyond that fear place, right? There's a scripture in the Bible that says, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so when you are willing to open up your heart, when you are willing to become vulnerable with who you are, specifically with issues that you have identified are holding you back from moving forward in life, when you're willing to open up that aspect of yourself to yourself first and foremost, but also to other people, it is amazing the beauty that transpires and that you attract to yourself as a result of that. So I identified like a couple of months ago that I had this subconscious belief because of my dad and his experiences with quote unquote business people. I had this subconscious program running when it came to business people and to being accepted, especially if they were quote business people, like those people who, have this like very staunch, very stoic type of energy. Those kind of people I was kind of like, standoffish from, because I'm this ball of energy, and when I walk into a room, it's like, bam, Danica has arrived, and I'm smiling, and I'm lit up, and I'm so energetic, but not everybody operates from that place, right? So if you come with all this energy, and then you have someone there who's very stoic and very staunch, it kind of repelled me, a little bit. And I identified that within myself because I'm really big on going within. When something shows up, that whenever there's a feeling, I pay very close attention to my feelings. Whenever there's a feeling that's attached to a situation or a circumstance, I make it a practice to go into that and identify what that's all about. My question always is, what have you come to teach me? So having identified, I'm part of this group, and there was a particular gentleman in the group who had this very stoic, very staunch appearance, how it appeared to me. And this is one of the dangers with, allowing appearances to lead you. They say don't judge the book by the cover, because you might miss the value that's on the inside. That's one of my quotes, actually. But I being drawn to him, I paid attention, and so I observed him from a distance. And we had an opportunity to have lunch last week. And, before the meeting, I did as I usually do. I set an intention for what I wanted the outcome of this meeting to be. But I felt from my soul, I felt that there was something about him that he was going to deposit into me. So I went into this meeting very open to give whatever it was that I was supposed to give to him in this connection, and open to receive whatever it was that he was bringing to me in the connection. So what I actually did was I just let it be. I have a chapter in my book, chapter 8, that talks about letting it be, about not being hindered from living freely. So I went into this meeting free and open to give and open to receive. And in our meeting, like, my intention was to connect, and I did connect. I was connecting with him, and I was listening to what he was saying. And, as he was talking, I was just feeling his energy more. I was, feeling that he's a person who, he stands back and he watches things. It's not even that he was standoffish. This is just by nature who he is. But I felt his heart in this meeting. I was open to connecting with his heart. So I opened up my heart to receive his heart. And we had a real genuine connection. And in the meeting, I told him, I said, I have to be transparent with you. And I told him how I was feeling and how I was feeling inhibited by him. And I realized that that was something major for me that I needed to transcend to go to the next level, in business, but in life as well. Because, we keep things at bay. Our expectations bring to us our experiences. And so whatever we expect is what we experience. And so, I'm very, very aware in every moment of, do I have an expectation that's attached to this person, or do I have an expectation that's attached to this experience? And I've been going through a major transition in my life over the last couple of months. And, I'm in a place of really just allowing, and I'm in a place of complete surrender. I am in a place of truly opening up my heart to experience whatever it is that the universe, whatever it is that God, whatever it is that spirit has for me in this season of my life. Because what hinders most people from living life freely? Their own inability or refusal to just let things be. Because the only thing that truly exists is the present moment. But we become so fixated on the past, we become so fixated on the future, two places that don't even exist, that we don't allow ourselves to just be and just live in the now. And so we allow the biggest obstacle to living life freely to be fear. We either fear that things will turn out the way they did before, right? So I was going based on my father's experiences and kind of fearing that I was going to have that same experience, or we fear the thought of it not turning out the way we want it to, or we fear that it will never work out. But when we have those fears, so those fears create expectations, and then our expectations create our experiences. And so I want to encourage you, if you are under the sound of my voice, because a lot of people cannot move forward in their life. They find that they're stuck. They cannot move forward because they're allowing fear, they're allowing expectations, they're allowing mindsets, they're allowing faulty core belief systems to keep them bound in a place where they are no longer comfortable. We say these are our comfort zones, but so many people now are feeling a great degree of discomfort in their quote unquote comfort zone. I always identify whenever it's time for me to move, I say that the heat gets turned up in the kitchen, right? So if you're feeling some heat in your life right now and you're feeling that you need to move beyond where you are, but you have no idea how to take the first step, you have no idea how to open up that door and peep on the outside and then take the first step out of that place of discomfort so that you can live freely, so that you can experience the amazing gift that life is every day, I'm going to ask you to reach out to me and connect with me. Let's get together for a consultation. I don't charge you for the consultation, where we can identify where you are, what has gotten you to the place where you are, where it is that you want to be, and how you can move forward to get to that space. So many people right now are experiencing major transition in their life, and some people cannot even put words to it. They're trying to define what's going on, and they can't quite come up with it. Let me help you to do that. I have a gift when it comes to that. I say that I am the bridge between your questions and your answers. I can get you from where it is that you are to where it is that you want to be. But when we get to those places where we realize some things about ourselves need to change, then we need to make steps towards accessing what is going to bring that change to us, right? So I had to, in opening up and becoming transparent with this person, what I was really saying is, I don't want to live from this space anymore. I don't want to live from the space of feeling inhibited or feeling an insecurity when it comes to what I perceive a certain person to be when it comes to business. I'm trying to transcend that. So I had to make steps, and the step for me initially was to confess what it was I was feeling. And I want to report to you that I have had a major breakthrough even with business this past week. I've seen things happening, I'm seeing the manifestation of some stuff, and it's so beautiful when you can see the manifestation. So you're ready. I know you're ready. I can feel it in my spirit and I can feel it in my heart. You're ready to transcend those lower energies that are keeping you bound, that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you from moving into your greatness, from moving into your blessings, from moving into your destiny. And you desire with every ounce of your being to access the help in order to move forward. Reach out to me. I am that help. I am the bridge between your questions and your answers. You can connect with me at www.danikacarruthers.com. Look for the Let's Talk button. Click on that button and fill out your contact information, and I will get back in contact with you. And if you want to do it in private, right, you're not quite ready to talk to anybody about it yet, I want to encourage you to go to www.whointhelhelldouyouthinkyouare.com and purchase a copy of my book, Who in the Hell Do You Think You Are? Are you the one responsible for screwing up your own life? If you want to do better, like Maya Angelou says, you have to, if you want to experience better, you have to be willing to do better, okay? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It doesn't happen. Reach out to me so we can change your results, so we can change your life, so that you can live the life that you not only desire to live, but the life that you deserve to live, the life that you were created to live. I hope that this program touched your heart. I hope that it blessed you. I hope that it gave you a different perspective, because that's what Let's Rap is all about. Let's rise above personal perception. I hope that you're able to see things a little bit more clearly, and I hope that you will connect with me. Join me again next week, Wednesday, for Let's Rap.